Today we will sing a bhajan to worship Lord Madhava and Srimati Radhika on this special day of Ekadashi. This bhajan is from the book Geetavali, written by Bhakti Vinod Thakur, and it's in Bengali. Shatakoti gopi madhava man rakite nari lo kori jata. Shatakoti gopi madhava man rakite nari lo kori jata. वेणुगीते दाके राधिका नाम एषो एषो राधे डाको ए श्याम शतकोटि गोपी माधव मान राखिते नारी लो कोरी जातान Bangiya Sri Rasa Mandala Tabe Radha Anveshane Chalaye Jape Shatakoti Gopi Madhava Man Rakite Nari Lo Kori Jata Deka diya de rakoha pran bolia kandaya kanane kan shatakoti gopi madhava man rakite nari lo kori jatan nirjana kanane radhare dhori Milia Paran Judaya Hari Shatakoti Gopi Madhava Man Rakite Nari Lo Kori Jatan बोले तुम बोले तन्हावीना कहारा रासा तुनु लागी मोरा बराजा पासा शतकोटि गोपी माधव मान रखिते नारी लो कोरी जातान एहिनो राधिका चरण ताले भक्ति विनोदा कंडिया बोले शतकोटि गोपी माधव मान राखिते नारी लो कोरी जातान Tuagana maje amare gani kinkori koriya rako apani shatakoti gopi madhava man rakite nari lo kori jatan shatakoti gopi madhava man Rakite nari lo kori jata. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, translation. Millions of cowherd damsels are unable to please the mind of Madhava, although endeavoring to do so. The flute song calls the name of Radhika. Come here, Radhe. Shyam calls out in the night. When the Sri Rasa Mandala comes to a halt in search of beloved Radha, he then goes. Please appear, O Radhe, kindly save my life, calling out while weeping, Kana in the forest. In a secluded grove embracing Radhika, Regaining his life and soul, Hari is relieved, saying, "Without you, where is the Ras dance? Only because of you do I live in Vraja." At the lotus feet of such a Radhika, this Bhakti Vinoda says, weeping, "Among your personal associates, please count me also, making me your maid servant. Keep me as your own." Hare Krishna. Ekadashi Titi ki jai, Radha Krishna ki jai. Thank you so much for this opportunity to share this bhajan by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. That's worshipping Srimati Radharani and Krishna and begging to be your servant of the servant of Srimati Radhika. Thank you so much. Neela Govind Prabhuji would be joining after a half hour. So let's read the significance of this wonderful Ekadashi day. I had it. Um, there's a beautiful story for this Ekadashi. I'm trying to search for that.
I think it's in a ISKCON Desert Republic. You want the link?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, just uh, Ekadashi. Um,
Yogini Ekadashi.
Yeah, I'll post in the group, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, posted in the group, Prabhuji.
Yes. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. So today is Yogini Ekadashi. So let's read the significance of this Ekadashi, of fasting for this day. Yudhishthira Maharaj said, "O Supreme Lord, I have heard the glories of Nirjala Ekadashi, which occurs during the light fortnight of month of Jeshta, May to June. May I wish to hear from you about the Shuddha Ekadashi that occurs during the dark fortnight of the month of Ashada, June to July. Kindly describe to me all about it in detail, O killer of Madhu, demon, Madhusudana." The Supreme Lord Sri Krishna then replied, "O king, I shall indeed tell you about the best of all fasting days, the Ekadashi that comes during the dark part of the month of Ashada. Famous as Yogini Ekadashi, it removes all kinds of sinful reactions and awards supreme liberation. O best of kings, this Ekadashi delivers people who are drowning in the vast ocean of material existence and transports them to the shore of the spiritual world. In all the three worlds, it is the chief of all sacred fasting days. I shall now reveal this truth to you by narrating a history recounted in the Puranas. The king of Alakapuri, Kubera, the treasurer of the Devas, demigods, was steadfast devotee of Lord Shiva. He employed a servant named Hemamali as his personal gardener. Hemamali, a yaksha like Kuvera, was very lustfully attracted to his own gorgeous wife Swarupavati, who had large, enchanting eyes. Hemamali's daily duty was to visit Manasarovara lake and bring back flowers for his master Kuvera, with which he would use them in the puja offering to Lord Shiva. One day, after picking the flowers, Hemamali went to his wife instead of returning directly to his master and fulfilling his duty by bringing the flowers for the puja. Absorbed in loving affairs of a bodily nature with his wife, he forgot to return to the abode of Kuvera. O king, while Hemamali was enjoying with his wife, Kuvera had begun to the worship of Lord Shiva as normal in his palace and soon discovered that there was no flowers ready to be offered in the midday puja. The lack of such an important item, upachara, angered the great Koshad Yaksha, treasurer of the Devas, even more, and he asked a Yaksha messenger, "Why has dirty hearted Hemamali not come with the daily offering of flowers? Go find out the exact reason and report back to me in person with your findings." The Yaksha returned and told Kuvera, "O dear lord, Hemamali had become lost in freely enjoying coitus with his wife." Kuvera became extremely angry when he heard this and at once summoned lowly Hemamali before him. Knowing that he had been remiss and dawdling in his duty and exposed as meditating on his wife's body, Hemamali approached his master in great fear. The gardener first paid his obeisances and then stood before his lord, whose eyes had become red with anger and whose lips trembled in rage. So enraged, Kuvera cried out to Hemamali, "O you sinful rascal! O destroyer of religious principles! You are walking offense to the Devas. I therefore curse you to suffer with white leprosy and to become separated from your beloved wife. Only great suffering is deservedly yours. O low-born fool, leave this place immediately and betake yourself to the lower planets to suffer." And so Hemamali fell at once from grace in Alakapuri and became ill with the terrible affliction of white leprosy. He awoke in a dense and fearful forest where there was nothing to eat or drink. Thus he passed his days in misery, unable to sleep at night due to pain. He suffered in both winter and summer season. But because he continued to worship Lord Shiva himself with faith, his consciousness remained purely fixed and steady. Although implicated by great sin and its attendant reactions, he remembered his past life because of his piety. After wandering for some time here and there over mountains and across plains, Himamali eventually came upon the vast expanse of the Himalayan mountain ranges. There he had wonderful good fortune to come in contact with the great saintly soul Markandeya Rishi, the best of ascetics, whose duration of life is said extend to 7 of the days of Brahma. Markandeya Rishi was seated peacefully at his ashram, looking as effulgent as a second Brahma. Hemamali, feeling very sinful, stood at a distance from the magnificent sage and offered his obeisances and choice prayers. Always interested in the welfare of others, Markandeya Rishi saw the leper and called him near. O you, what sort of sinful deeds have you done to earn this dreadful affliction? Hearing this, Hemamali, painfully and ashamed, replied, Dear sir, I am a Yaksha servant of Lord Kuvera, and my name is Hemamali. It was my daily service to pick the flowers from the Manasarovara lake for my master's worship of Lord Shiva. But one day I was negligent and had late and was late in returning with the offering because I had become overwhelmed with lusty passion for enjoying bodily pleasures with my wife. When my master discovered why I was late, he cursed me in great anger to be as I am before you. Thus I am now bereft of my home, my wife, and my service. But fortunately, I have come upon you, and now I hope to receive from you an auspicious benediction. For I know that devotees such as you are as merciful as the Supreme Lord Bhaktavatsala and always carry the interest of other uppermost in their heart. That is there, your nature. O best of sages, please help me. Soft hearted Markandeya Rishi replied, Because you have told me the truth, I shall tell you about a fast day that will benefit you greatly. If you fast on Ekadashi, that comes during the dark fortnight of the month of Ashada, you will surely be freed of this terrible curse. Hemamali fell to the ground in complete gratitude and offered him his humble obeisances again and again. But Markandeya Rishi stood there and lifted poor Hemamali to his feet, filling him with inexpressible happiness. Thus, as the sages had instructed, Hemamali dutifully observed the Ekadashi fast, and by its influence, he again became a handsome yaksha. Then he returned home, where he lived very happily with his wife. Lord Sri Krishna concluded, So you can readily see, O Yudhishthira, that fasting on Yogini Ekadashi is very powerful and auspicious. Whatever merit one obtains by feeding 88,000 Brahmins is also obtained simply by observing a strict fast on Yogini Ekadashi. For one who fasts on this sacred Ekadashi, she, Ekadashi Devi, always destroys heaps of past sinful reactions and makes him most pious. O king, thus I have explained to you the purity of Yogini Ekadashi. Thus ends the narration of the glories of Ashada Krishna Ekadashi or Yogini Ekadashi from the Brahma Vaivarta Purana. Hare Krishna. Ekadashi Titi ki jai. Yogini Ekadashi ki jai. Jai Shri Shri Radhe Shyam. Thank you so much for the opportunity to share the significance of today's Ekadashi called Yogini Ekadashi. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katamahyam Dadadi Swa Padantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Patakamalam Sri Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadudam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatamaham vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarupascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshadharine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, dear devotees. Let's discuss about this wonderful narration of Yogini Ekadashi's significance by Supreme Lord Krishna to Yudhishthira in the Brahma Vaivarta Puran. So we read the story where the gardener Hemamali was cursed by Kuvera, and this is the situation of everyone in this material world. We have all had a better situation before, where we were all with Krishna in in the Goloka Dham, the spiritual world, but we became envious of the Lord and wanted to be the enjoyer. And the Lord had instructed us so many times that there is no enjoyment in being the enjoyer, because our constitutional position is to serve the Lord and not be uh, the the enjoyer. We need to be the enjoyed to actually experience true happiness. And because of that, we are put into this material world and given a situation where we can find happiness by being the enjoyer, but we are not able to find true happiness without being the servant of the Lord. So we are also fortunate to come together and learn about Krishna consciousness and practice Krishna consciousness to purify ourselves, our consciousness, so that we can go back home, back to Godhead, and serve the Lord in the spiritual world. So the same situation we can see with this gardener Hema Mali, who was the servant of the demigod Kuvera. And Kuvera is considered to be the treasurer of the demigods. He he's he has a lot of opulence, and he is sharing that with his servant Hemamali, whose service was to get flowers from the Manasarovar lake for a daily puja of Kuvera. And we see how lust is something that takes away from our daily service, and it takes us in the wrong direction. And similarly, Hema Mali, due to the affliction of lust, he gave up his service of bringing the flowers to Kuvera on time for his puja, and because of that, it led to a fall down. So Hema Mali being cursed to have leprosy and and come to this the lower planet from the higher planets where he was serving Kuvera, and because of his lust, he had lost the good situation he had to his serve his guru, serve his master Kuvera, who was a devotee of the Lord. And we see how Hemamali, even though he was cursed to come on uh, to the uh, to the earthly planet, he was able to remember his his previous life, and this is what we can understand from anything spiritual we do. We get the benediction due to that. And Hemamali, because of his previous service and his pious activities and Sukruti, he's able to remember his past, and he's also wanting to serve an exalted devotee. So this is this is the best benediction all of us have, is to find our spiritual master and serve him to the best of our ability, and pleasing our spiritual master and Krishna is the topmost service. So we see here how Hema Mali is going to find this great personality in the Himalayas, and he chances upon Markandeya Rishi. So in our wanderings in this material world, we had the pious credits to come in contact with the devotees of the Lord. So we got the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, and we are able to come here, have the mindset to come together and discuss about Krishna every day. This is this cannot be taken lightly, and this is not a mindset that everybody in this world has. It is only for a choice few who will want to chant in the morning and serve the Lord by discussing about Him. So we are all very fortunate to be together here and and hear katha and chant together and discuss together. So it is our own spiritual credits that are helping us to to be here. Similarly, Hema Mali also had spiritual credits to get the association of Markandeya Rishi. And we are told about Markandeya Rishi. He his lifespan is 7 kalpas. The um, Brahma's lifetime consists of many kalpas. So one kalpa is a day of Brahma. So he lived for 365 such days. That's 1 year of Brahma. Then he lives for 100 years. So um, this Markandeya Rishi has 7 kalpas. So he lives for 7 days of Brahma. Brahma wakes up in the morning, creates the material planets below Brahmaloka, and then creates all the bodies that allows the jivas to have a body in this material world, the 8,400,000 different bodily types, and based on the previous karma, each jiva or spirit soul, it gets a body. And our we know the lifetimes of each of the body are so different. Some of the insects, they live for a few days, few hours, and for those insects, they think the human body that lives for 70 years to 100 years is like Brahma. So similarly for us, Brahma's age is so much. He is able to live for trillions of years. We think, oh, that's huge lifetime. But similarly, the insect might think about the humans that way. So the point is, everybody in this material world has a beginning and an end. Nobody is eternal. So there's no point in investing our time and effort in building greatness in this material world with for material benefits and material happiness, because every day each one of us have to leave, even Brahma. So Markandeya Rishi, since he is a very gifted soul, he has this huge lifetime of 7 kalpas, and he has great effulgence because of his spiritual piety. And Hema Mali was able to get a moment's association with him. And in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said that a moment's association with a pure devotee is so purifying, and it's a matter of great fortune to even get a moment's association. And we see here how humble Hema Mali is. He's not wanting to make a show of his respect and devotion to Markandeya Rishi. He is giving obeisances from a distance, and because he has leprosy, he is not wanting to go close to the Rishi and and be in a situation where the Rishi is forced to meet him or any of that. He's so humble that he just wants to respect this great Acharya from far away. So much we can learn from that. We were discussing the other day about Antarmukhi and Bahirmukhi devotees. The Antarmukhi devotee is what Hemamali is representing now by giving obeisances from a distance and not wanting to show that he's a great devotee. He's not doing anything for externally showing anyone that he's paying obeisance to Markandeya Rishi, and he's just doing it from a distance. And he's just out of devotion and love for this great personality, doing obeisances and praying to him. So we can learn from that you know when a great personality comes, we are always trying to show that we are very devoted to him. We are trying to show that we are falling and doing dandavat. And what if the guru enters the room and you see him from a distance? Do you pay obeisances right away, even though he's not seeing you? This all shows whether we are antarmukhi or bahirmukhi. Um, so we see here how Hemavali was definitely humble, and he was true in his heart, and he was just paying obeisances out of respect for Markandeya Rishi. And a great personality is able to reciprocate, and he asked Hemavali to come closer and learn from him why he had this very terrible curse where he is having this very pathetic disease of white leprosy and is wandering in this earth. So, this is where we understand the significance of the days such as Ekadashi. Today is this wonderful day of Yogini Ekadashi, and how this this gardener Hemamali is able to follow the injunctions of Ekadashi fasting, and because of that, he's able to regain his previous position. And so, from this story, we can understand that all the bad karma our and sinful weight and burden and baggage that we are carrying can be destroyed by doing devotional service to the Lord, especially on tithis such as Ekadashi. It's full of mercy of the Lord. Everybody has access to this, but only a select few have the mindset to follow Ekadashi. And we are all so fortunate to understand the importance of Ekadashi and fast during this special day where we get the special mercy of the Lord, and the tons and tons of sins we are carrying can be destroyed by following this Ekadashi. So Hemamali was able to follow this Ekadashi, and he's able to um, go back to his original position of service. So let this story inspire each one of us to um, follow Ekadashi today very well, and and then we break a fast tomorrow morning based on the local timings of when we should break the fast. So what we do on Ekadashi day is fast from grains and beans, and chant as much as possible. And the focus should be on Krishna consciousness uh, on this special day. There are different levels of taking Ekadashi. There are some who do Nirjal Ekadashi on every Ekadashi. If the health doesn't allow that, we could just fast from food and take water. If that's difficult, then we can always fast by taking once some fruits, vegetables without grains and beans. And if that's also difficult, we can eat normally, but abstain from rice and grains and beans on this day. So more than just doing it as a ritual, we should follow this tithi as a service, and to to focus on Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Adasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. So all of you are doing so well in chanting the holy names of the Lord and coming together to hear about Krishna and discuss about Krishna. Now we'll have Gita class by His Grace Neela Govind Prabhuji in a few minutes. So it's a great start to this wonderful Ekadashi day. So now we have 10 minutes. Let's take some reflections from the story all of you heard, and anything else about Ekadashi or Krishna consciousness that can inspire all of us to follow this wonderful day so well. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji and Pranam all goes to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for inspiring us every day to do bhakti, and especially on this auspicious day of Yogini Ekadashi. And have recited the whole story and gave the gist of this Ekadashi Tithi. So as we can see how, in this material world, even though, I'm talking for myself chanting, but once, our, duties, ritualistics, are over, like puja, then we get into our normal life, looking at, phone, news, all those things. And sometimes we neglect our duties. I'm talking for myself. So but we can see that Hemam Ali, even though he was doing all, but to negligence of one day caused his own, whole life to be, changed. Uh, so in that way, of course, I'm thinking like how many days, I would have neglected. So, but good thing is, even though he was cursed, so he got an opportunity to meet the great sage and get rid of, that. But the opportunity he got because he was doing continuous service, as we know, Swalpam apyasya dharmasya trayato mahate bhaya. Little endeavor in our devotional service will help us in most dangerous like these activities. So even though Kuvera was a devotee, his curse also became a boon, and he was able to remember all those and serve the sage Markandeya Rishi, yeah, who is very great sage, as you said, and also I think you mentioned he is also considered a second Brahma, and with that he was able to get rid of his leprosy, and he was able to get back to his you know old seva. So in that way we can see that when Himamali fell to the ground in complete gratitude, and he offered humble obeisances to Markandeya Rishi, and he got this opportunity to know about this Ekadashi and wonderfully, did this Ekadashi Ratha. So this is now, this whole, pastime he is being told by Lord Krishna himself, how fasting on Ekadashis can get rid of all this sinful activities, and we can get rid of this Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi and go back to our original home. As you mentioned, we were all in our original positions serving Lord Krishna, but due to our negligence, we came here. And I've heard, Prabhuji, we all became Brahma in some planets. So some Brahmas, as we know, has, 4 heads, 100 heads, 1,000 heads. So it depends on the size of the universe. But we again fell down further, and came into this, you know. But good thing is, here we have this opportunity to finish off this activity, especially in this Kali Yuga. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us this wonderful uh, chant and be happy. Srila Prabhupada has given us this chant and be happy, chanting, and fasting, feasting, singing, all this wonderful activities in the association of devotees taking Guru Sadhu Shastra. We can get rid of this. Yeah, in ISKCON Tampa, we have His Holiness Ananta Krishna Goswami Maharaj coming us to our Rajamandal Dham today evening. So we'll all thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Subala Gopal Prabhuji, for sharing your heart and your inspiration from this story, and giving us such wonderful points that every time it's padam padam, it be padam. We have There is danger at every step, and when we when we lose our concentration on the goal, we tend to divert away from what we need to do. And because you have wonderfully illustrated how we are all veering from where we have to be going, and because of that we have fall downs. So it's very important that we focus on Krishna consciousness every day, and taking inspiration from the story of Hema Mali, that one day, because he lost his focus, he had to fall down. And then you mentioned about the wonderful verse of Solpama Pyasya Dharmasya, where we little bit what we have done in spiritual activities is going to help us, and so anything we are doing will definitely help us if we are serving the Lord with a pure mind. So thank you, Prabhuji, for illustrating these wonderful points, so we can all be focused on Krishna consciousness and not serve the lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion, attachment, envy in our heart, and focus on Krishna consciousness. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Does anybody else want to inspire us with their reflections on this story or anything on the special day of Ekadashi?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
All
Krishna, Basudevan.
all Krishna Shila Prabhupada. And thank you, Prabhuji, for this um, describing the beautiful story and significance of Yogini Ekadashi, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, I was actually in this context about fall down. I was just recently hearing the lecture by His Holiness Radha Nath Swami Maharaj. So, one devotee asked Prabhuji a question that one Prabhuji asked a question to Maharaj that Maharaj, I am doing everything, but it's not. I'm not getting the test like initially I had, but then with lot of work, etc., I'm losing the test and not very attentive also in service. So this type of question Prabhuji asked. Then Maharaj answered to him that it is important to check whom you are associating with. So that way your consciousness may deteriorate. So it's very important. That's what Maharaj told, that instruction Maharaj gave, that it is very important to check the association. And even among devotees, maybe he wanted to mention. So that's what Prabhuji I just like to add here. So our conscious, like as you said, padam padam vipadam. So that's why it is important for all of us, um, the devotees association, even and also not associate with the non-devotees, because our consciousness may get affected by that. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Vasudhi Mataji, for bringing that important point. That here Hema Mali was wanting to associate with his spouse, and you're seeing his spouse as an object of enjoyment, and in that consciousness, he had a fall down. So it's very important to understand how you associate, because that changes everything, and we have to choose our association very, very well. Thank you so much, Mataji, for this important point. We'll try to follow that. Hare Krishna. Anybody else would like to bring up any points or what inspiration or reflections you have?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for the story of the Yogini Ekadashi. It's inspiring. So, what we should do on the next day of Ekadashi, Prabhuji? Please elaborate on that.
Yes, Mataji. So Ekadashi means 11th day of the waxing or waning moon. So this Yogini Ekadashi is coming on the Krishna Paksha, which means it is the dark fortnight or the waning moon. The moon is becoming, from full moon, it's becoming a new moon. So on that 11th day is Ekadashi. The 12th day, the day after Ekadashi, is called Dwadashi. So Dwadasha means, Dwa means 2, Dasha means 10. So Dwadasha is 12. So the day after Ekadashi is called Dwadashi. And Dwadashi is important that we focus on the time where we break our fast. Again, not as a ritual, but as a service to the Lord and following His instructions. After fasting for the whole Ekadashi day, we are um, we are taking some grains. If we were fasting from grains, we were fasting nirjal, we take some water. If we are fasting from any food, we can take some food. But some devotees, they have nice grains that they got from Jagannath Puri, from the market there. It's kept so that they can break the fast with those blessed grains that were offered to the Lord. Um, because we know in the Char Dham, the Lord goes to Jagannath Puri to take bhog, because the Lord is offered a lot of bhog on in Jagannath Puri in so many times that the Lord doesn't even have time to wash his hands after each meal. The next meal is served, so we can meditate on Lord Jagannath having bhog and eating the remnants of that bhog when we break our fast on Dwadashi day. So the significance of Dwadashi is just it's a break from the fast, because if for those who are fasting, you can't go fasting forever. You need to break the fast, and it's always good to check what time is it is to break the fast, to make sure we follow the all instructions of the Ekadashi fasting well. Some Dwadashis, the fasting breaking fast time period is very less, so we got to check. Maybe it's like sometimes it says 8:30 to 9. So only half an hour between that you have to break your fast. Some Dwadashis, the fast breaking times are longer, from 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. So between the 4 hours you can break any time. So just need to be mindful that we check our local calendars. And the best one that I use is the Gaudia calendar app, and you can set the GPS location to show your exact town, and it'll give you to the very minute what is the best time to break the fast. So that is the importance of Dwadashi. Now every day is an opportunity to serve the Lord, because we don't get this human life very easily. We have gone through many animal life to finally get this human body. So every second of our life should be used for the service of the Lord as much as possible, because we have to sustain ourselves also. And doing our duty should be as a service to the Lord. And every day we can use it to serve the Lord. On these special days like Ekadashi, we we are focused a little more by fasting, etc., and doing more. And we get back to the regular schedule on Dwadashi day. And because there are devotees who chant 64 rounds, etc., on Ekadashi day. And you cannot sustain that every day, because you have to live in this material world and sustain your material body. So the Dwadashi day gives you the opportunity to get back to your regular schedule, to balance your life, material and spiritual. Does that answer your question, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yeah, thank you so much. It was like brief explanation.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Okay, happy Ekadashi to all of you. Neela Govind Prabhuji has joined. Let's listen for a beautiful Gita class from him. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Gita, chapter number 2, text number 39. Eshate bihita sankhye buddhir yoga tvaimam shrinu buddha yukto yaya partha karma bandham prahasyasi. Translation purport given by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Thus far I have described this knowledge to you through analytical study. Now listen as I explain it in terms of working without fruitive results. O son of Pritha, when you act in such knowledge, you can free yourself from the bondage of doubts. Purport. Let me read this third last paragraph. Thus, the Buddhi Yoga mentioned in this verse is devotional service of the Lord. This is exactly to the question what Vamshula Shro was asking yesterday. And the word Sankhya mentioned herein has nothing to do with the atheistic Sankhya Yoga enunciated by the impostor Kapila. One should not therefore misunderstand that the Sankhya Yoga mentioned herein has any connection with the atheistic Sankhya. Nor did that philosophy have any influence during that time. Nor would Lord Krishna care to mention such godless philosophical speculations. Real Sankhya philosophy is described by Lord Kapila in Bhagavatam. But even that Sankhya has nothing to do with the current topics. Here, Sankhya means analytical descriptions of the body and the soul. Lord Krishna made an analytical description of the soul just to bring Arjuna to the point of Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. Krishna, Prabhupada is mentioning another time that here Sankhya means analytical description of the body and soul. Lord Krishna made an analytical description of the soul just to bring Arjuna to the point of Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, Lord Krishna's Sankhya and Lord Kapila's Sankhya as described in Bhagavatam are one and the same. They are all Bhakti Yoga. What Prabhupada is clearly telling that everything is Bhakti Yoga. Lord Krishna said, therefore, that only the less intelligent class of men make a distinction between Sankhya and Bhakti. He is also mentioning that less intelligent class of men make distinction between Sankhya and Bhakti. Sankhya yogo prito bhalo pravadanti na banditaha. Hare Krishna. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकधामय्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा शिवसदि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगं लंघायते गिरं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदिनतारिणम् हरे कृष्ण Bhagavad Gita is Bhagavad Gita divided into three parts? Yes, in a way it is divided into three parts. But how do I see that? How do we perceive that? What a beautiful correlation to the question and the discussion which we did yesterday. Prabhupada is actually beginning the purport from there only. making, making the words very clear that everything is bhakti. And to do bhakti, one requires connection, relationship, communion. Prabhupada is mentioning, right? How does the Paramatma in the heart will be connected? What is how to actually come to that state? How to come to that state of connecting with Paramatma? So that is very, very important. Why? Because when the Chaitya Guru is currently the Chaitya Guru is in the dormant state. For us, they are active. They are not dormant. For us, it seems to be it is dormant. For us, it seems like, oh, I cannot address or I cannot see the presence of the Paramatma. It is for us, not for the pure souls. Srila Prabhupada and his wonderful followers. For them, they're always been absorbed. They always feel the presence of the super soul who's sitting in the heart. Because Prabhupada actually tells, how you can put me in a room, in a room, so many women might be there. They do not have any dress also. But I will not be bewildered. What is that consciousness? Your Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that I am not bewildered. There's a beauty in that. What is that beauty? Pure devotee's absorption is in such a way that wherever they are, whatever situation they are kept, they are always looking for truth. They are always trying to give truth. Two things. They are perceiving the truth. There's an opportunity to share that truth. They do not have any other business. As I was hearing Vamshila Show was mentioning, one day you can chant 64 rounds, the other day you cannot. On the day of Ekadashi, you can chant 64 rounds. But even chanting of 64 rounds or 192 rounds, it has to be given to us. Somebody should tell us. We cannot do it by ourselves. That means somebody should tell us you chant 64 rounds and then I give my prayers and blessings to you. Through that prayers and blessings, you can chant 64 rounds. Or if the devotee says you chant every day, they will tell only when we are qualified. They will tell only when we can sustain that. Only when we have that level of devotion in our heart. So when they tell that, then you do every day 64 rounds. So the bhakti is a what? It's not a one day thing. But yes, it will definitely, to what he's mentioning, it begins with one day only. Through that one day, you slowly develop the relation, the attachment, the connection. And then you desire for doing that every day continuously. Why not? If you are getting happiness while chanting 64, you aspire for chanting 64 every day. But this all has to be given to us as a service. When everything is given to us as a service, what happens here to what this is not just we do the services, we partake so much blessings for them. Please understand. Service comes through association. So when we have that good association, through them we take that service. It's not stealing service from someone. Even if you steal, we can't do it. Even if we do, we cannot feel it. Because all that matters is feeling. You have to feel that presence. Because through that feeling only you get happiness. Through that happiness only you get connected more. That's why you feel the presence of the super soul in your heart. Because through that feelings, eventually when that condenses, then by the mercy of the spiritual master and the acharyas, the Lord gives that, he empowers that sadhaka. And then through that empowerment, the sadhaka will see the presence of the super soul sitting in the heart. This is how you actually perceive the person. This is how you actually perceive the presence of the super soul who's sitting in the heart. The yoga ladder, karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, and bhakti yoga. This is the ladder. It's called as the yoga ladder. Karma yoga is what? You're working in Krishna consciousness. What is that? Karma yoga. Karma yoga means action in Krishna consciousness. Karma means action. What is that karma? You go and work. That is karma. But when that karma is connected to Krishna consciousness, then it becomes karma yoga. Jnana, you're developing some jnana, you're reading some mundane magazines. What do you get? You get jnana, knowledge. You ask AI, what do you get? You get knowledge. Because AI is reading all the websites on the internet, and then it will understand all the websites, and then it will share the input. And that doesn't mean that that is the only one way. That is the only one way. That is the way of the AI. That doesn't mean that you have to follow that. That is his opinion. You might not accept that opinion. That's okay. But that is knowledge. See, this is a difference in the knowledge in the material level, and the knowledge in the spiritual level. What is the knowledge in the material level? Just like I gave the example, right? AI will give you an input. You give an input to the AI, and then it will give an output. How? It will do the assessment of all the websites, and then it will give. That is the knowledge. You read that, you have some expertise already on that. This is another tricky thing. In the material world, we have some expertise. We think that we have some expertise. Through that expertise, we think that my thing is correct. Just like Hiranyakashipu is thinking, just like Duryodhana is thinking. I think that my understanding is correct. That generally happens. I'm not telling that is bad. That's the nature. It's the nature of a sadhaka. That's the nature of a sadhaka. It's the nature of a conditioned soul. So through that nature, when he already has something accumulated in his life, when he sees something from an external perspective, let's say AI or some other means, just giving an example. Now, through that, you might agree or disagree. This is called as material knowledge. Please understand. You may agree or disagree. You don't have to agree. Because in the material knowledge, what is the dualities are there? Dvandva. Dualities means accept or reject. Just like the mind. Mind will tell something. Oh, you do that. You do that. You go to Australia. You're in US. You go to Australia for some vacation. Or you go to Dubai. You have thousands of dollars. You go to Dubai for some vacation. So there's a thought. So you can accept or reject. You can embrace that thought or reject that thought. What is that? A sankalpa, vikalpa. What is that? That means there is a dualism in this world. Because what is it tinged with? Materialism. Just like you got some knowledge, through that knowledge, just like you got some knowledge, through that knowledge, when you try to give some more knowledge, there is a chance of acceptance or rejection. This is called as material knowledge. Jnana. But what is Jnana Yoga? What is this Jnana? Jnana Yoga is what is? That means you are actually seeing the knowledge in relationship with Krishna. Please understand. That means through that yoga, what are you bringing? You're bringing that person. Who is that person? Who the person who is the source of that jnana? If you actually see in karma, in jnana, in dhyana, and even in bhakti. So bhakti is a culmination of all of these things. In bhakti, you will have karma. In bhakti, you will have jnana. In bhakti, you have dhyana. In bhakti, you have bhakti. That means when all this karma, jnana, dhyana, when you add Krishna and actually his representatives, Srila Prabhupada, when you add Krishna and his representatives, then what happens, dear devotees? That karma Jnana, dhyana, as they are connected to Krishna, what that is happening, that is no longer material. But when that is not connected, it is material. Please understand. It is very important. You can say first 6 chapters is part of karma. Second 6 chapter is part of bhakti. Third six chapters part of jnana or dhyana. It's a combination of jnana and dhyana. You can say, but we actually see when if a person is in materialistic plane, he's seeing, he'll see first 6 chapters through karma only. He'll not see any devotion in this. Because he's seeing from a materialistic perspective. He is not connected to the acharyas. He's not connected to pure souls. He's not connected to the representatives of the acharyas. He's not connected. He's just connected to Gita. For him, as he is on a materialistic perspective, his vision is what is? His vision is karma only. Do you understand? But when we go internal, when we go further, what happens is that karma is actually connected to yoga. Through that, what is happening is he's not doing action. He's doing action in Krishna consciousness. This is what actually Prabhupada differentiates. If you do just karma, it is materialism. For example, if I do just karma and then which represents materialism, through that consciousness, if I see first 6 chapters, I'll see only karma only. Actually, I will be bewildered. I don't understand anything. Actually, to get that realization is also big realization because that is actually shared to us. What is the first 6 chapters is this, next 6 chapters is this, next 6 chapters is this. That is shared to us. Otherwise, without sharing, if we read, we have no idea, no clue actually. At least myself. Generally speaking, we will not have any clue. Why? Because we are not connected. Imam vivaspate yogam proktamam aham avyam evam parampara apraptam imam rajarsayo viduho sakalena mahata yoga nashta parantapaha. When the conditioned soul is not connected to the Acharyagan, what is happening, dear devotees, is he will not understand the difference. He will not understand what is action in Krishna consciousness also. Actually, there is so much happiness in action in Krishna consciousness. You develop good qualities, selflessness, compassion, submission, surrender, humility. Because what are you doing? You're not doing karma. Oh, you're working for Krishna. Bapre, this is not karma. This you're a very vast fortune person. That karma yoga is bhakti. Because through that karma, if you are feeling that relationship deep, then it becomes devotion. Just like Arjuna, he doesn't want to fight. That means he doesn't want to do the action because there is an obstruction in his heart. But very interesting aspect is he did not leave that just like that. He went to Krishna to address that issue. Why is my heart? Previously I was working. Previously I was doing my duty. Why am I not able to do my duty now? What is the problem? Why am I becoming more fruitive? Why is my mentality not right? Why is my consciousness not correct? Arjuna is asking this. And Krishna is addressing that because you're doing it by yourself. That means when a person is doing it for himself, what is that? It's not spiritualism. It's not materialism. That means, for example, if I chant 64 rounds, if that is not given as a service, and then if we are not doing that, I'll tell an example of this. One time Srila Prabhupada was there. Very interesting. Srila Prabhupada, he he's walking, and then he would see this person, the disciples would see that devotee, practitioner, And then they would inform Prabhupada right away. Swamiji, see this sadhu is chanting 64 rounds every day. Prabhupada says, oh. Prabhupada did not speak a word because he understands. Then later on, after a week, he says, Swamiji, he's eating only once. That is, he's eating only once. One time he's taking meal. Prabhupada says, after few weeks, that means what is he doing? He's increasing his austerity. Then after a few days, Swamiji was asking, and then they say, Swamiji, this person is chanting every day 128 rounds. Papa says, and Swamiji, this person uh, is becoming more and more strict or sincere. He's not even, he's taking like 2 times a day, not even once now. Papa says, and after that, Swamiji, this devotee, I don't see him anymore. He's not there. Prabhupada says, this is when Prabhupada started speaking. You see, he is doing everything for himself. This is all sense gratification. That's why he cannot continue that. That's why everything has to be under guidance. You cannot just like that chant some rounds. We just chant because we can't continue that later because it is not given through mercy. There's no blessings behind that. If there is blessings behind that, it will continue. You see how powerful the process is? Are you understanding the importance of the relationship, especially the words of the acharyas, especially the words of the spiritual master? It's wonderful. Why? Because everything has to be done under direction. Then Prabhupada says, you see, that person doesn't have a master in his life. He doesn't have a spiritual master. Prabhupada actually says, he is doing all by himself, his own whim. Whimsically he's doing. He doesn't have a teacher in his life. Whimsically, if a person hearing, whimsically he's doing, whimsically he's hearing from so many sources, whimsically he's doing whatever he wants. No progress for him. He will be bewildered. So what he has to do is, even though he's hearing from so many personalities, he should come to one person and then begin hearing from that person. Yes, talking about in our moment only. Find that pure devotee. This is your responsibility. Not my I found my whatever whatever I have to hear, I found mine. I found my pure devotee. You have to find your person. And you have to submit to that. Today, actually, I was talking to my wife on this subject matter. Very important here, devotees. What is that subject is? Initially, we come to the moment, we hear from so many speakers. I'm not saying it is wrong. That's so we get connected. We have to be connected. Otherwise, we are completely lost in this world. We get connected to the moment. We hear from the guest speakers. We hear from so many devotees, right? We continue that process because everyone shared their own realizations, reflections. Okay, so but our heart has to be connected to one person or two persons. Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru. 2 persons. It can be two. Because they both carry one heart. Please understand. For me, that is my realization. I have Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, but they both are same person. They both carry same heart. Prabhupada ji is an empowered personality. We read through them. We read through his purports. That is his realizations. No, I don't see his realization different than my spiritual master's realization. They both are same. Because they all carry same heart. Because they are in the Guru Parampara. So what is happening is, initially we get connected. This is also what we were discussing. Initially we get connected, but slowly, it has to narrow down. And then when we begin hearing from one person submissively, what happens is, you feel that I have to submit, I have to surrender. That has to happen. Because last week also one devotee in another class, they were asking this question. How do we really practice pure devotion? We hear about pure devotion, but how, where and how to connect this? How to, I see so many dots. I said, if you meet your spiritual master and then surrender to him, it might be your Diksha Guru, but you have to surrender to him. And then you have to hear from that person every day. You have to be accountable to that person. If that is not available, you should have a Shiksha Guru in your life. And what you have to do is you have to submit to that person. If that submission is not there, then you cannot understand the process. You'll get the knowledge, you'll get the points, but you cannot apply the points. That's what exactly happened to that person. He was doing whimsically in his own way. He was doing his own way. Through that, what is happening is he's not getting relishment because he's not connected to anyone. I'll tell a beautiful example. Let's say there is a twig which is from the tree. The twig is connected to the tree. Through that connection, the twig is green, or a tree or a plant. Let's say plant, right? There's a twig, it's connected to the plant. The twig is connected to the plant, the twig is green because it is connected. Let's say if I remove the twig and then put it outside, that means now the twig is disconnected from the plant. Do we think that the twig will be green? It will be green for some time. But after that, what happens is it will dry off because it doesn't have any connection. When we do not have a connection, what happens, dear devotees, is we get disconnected in this world. Just like that person, he left. Then Prabhupada said, you see, he was doing everything for his own benefit. Now he's frustrated, he left the process. Or how this frustration is shown, I'll tell that also. Frustration is shown by doing aparadha. We do offenses. Because the person is not getting the taste, that person will do offenses. Or if he'll not even appreciate the fellow devotee who is coming to the temple because he's frustrated, he's fried up. This is one state. There is another state also. What is that another state? Shallow, remaining in the surface. This is where the entire consciousness is sitting. Shallow. That means the person doesn't want to take the process. That means the person doesn't want to hear. That means the person doesn't want to understand. That means the person doesn't want to take this truth, nor that means the person doesn't want to do introspection. He doesn't want to check his heart. He's on the surface. That person also cannot get benefit. Now that is the whole point, because person is doing karma, but it is not yoga. Please understand. Person is doing karma. That means he's working for himself. He's doing everything for himself. He's leading his life for himself. So what is that giving? If a person is doing it for himself, frustration. One thing is frustration, the other thing is he will stay in the surface. We have to cross these both hurdles. That is a whole point why Prabhupada is mentioning action in Krishna consciousness. Through that action in Krishna consciousness, what is happening? You are actually working for Krishna. Wow. One time I was talking to a devotee, he was telling, Prabhu, this is very difficult. I am working, but I cannot work for Krishna. He was very honest. I said, Prabhu, you are very genuine. You are honest to your heart. He said, Prabhu, I cannot work. I'm giving lectures, but I cannot work. I'm telling this truth, but I cannot work. Because I really am not working for Krishna. A person accepted. I said, Prabhu, this is very truthful. You are a very truthful person. Krishna will help you so much because you don't have the duplicitous mentality. This is great. You'll advance in Krishna consciousness more and more. What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't like, what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't like is duplicity. Jagai Madai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, now I am initiating you, Jagadananda Pandit, Madhavananda Pandit. You are initiated. Now I have taken all your sins. Now don't you chant 128 rounds. And then he said, don't do one thing, two things. Vaishnava Prad, second one is duplicity. Don't be duplicity. Don't offend, don't be duplicity. Are they took that as a life and soul, dear devotees. Amazing consciousness. This personality is like empowered souls. They chant every day 128 rounds. Their life is Krishna consciousness. And you know what? They have disciples also. Beautiful. They initiated also. Great. See the empowerment. You see, Prabhupada's teachings who have taken carefully to their heart, now they are gurus actually. How they become guru? Because they are the disciples, they are perfect disciples. Perfect disciples only become perfect gurus. Or perfect disciples only become gurus. Guru means perfect only. I shouldn't say perfect guru. It's guru. Guru means perfect. Perfect disciple will only become guru. Now you see, Radhanath Maharaj is over here, Japatak Swami Maharaj. Wonderful exalted Vaishnava Acharyas. They are Acharyas. Wow, great. Empowered personalities. What they did? They took the relationship of Srila Prabhupada deeply and then they got connected to the heart of Srila Prabhupada. Now see, empowerment. And whoever they're following the truth on those lines, they will be empowered too. I see my Shiksha Guru, very empowered personality. Great soul. Continuous practice of Krishna consciousness, 20-25 years. Selfless service. So many devotees are taking shelter. We have about 400 devotees taking shelter. Very nicely they're doing services. So what is this, dear devotees? This is the nectar actually. Why? Because today in the morning, Spiritual Master was sharing this. A perfect disciple only will become a guru. Why? Because they are those personalities. And then based on their purity, empowerment is given. Become more and more pure. Truth is for purity, dear. We should take this truth as purity. We should try to follow this four agreed principle very sincerely. No meat eating, no illicit sex, no gambling, no illicit, no intoxication. How the person is actually feeling, who's actually really working for Krishna. Actually feeling that relation, he'll do that. That's what Prabhupada mentions later. He says, you see, this person, he's doing everything for himself, he couldn't do. But you, my disciples, if you do it for my pleasure, for the pleasure of the Lord, you will be empowered. Maya will not touch you. That means, what is that? This is actually work in Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada says this. That means, what is happening? The karma yoga, the karma, karma that leads to another karma. What is this karma? Big karma. Already have big karma. We do more karma. The karma is increasing. But what is happening? You begin working for Krishna. Wow. Oh, my dear Lord, you are helping me to come to the state of karma yoga. Wow, amazing. Let me do this. Let me work for you. Let me work for you. Let me work for you. What is this state? Beautiful state. Nobody understands this. Whoever is doing that, they understand. That's why one should aspire. Dear devotees, what is bhakti? Inspiration, aspiration, motivation. For what? To practice Krishna consciousness. That means what is that karma yoga becoming? Bhakti, which is Prabhupada mentioning in this part. In this paragraph, Prabhupada is mentioning that is how karma yoga becomes bhakti. Prabhupada didn't give the details, I'm telling the details. How the karma yoga is becoming bhakti? Oh, you're completely doing it for the pleasure of the Lord. Wow. Is it not a great state? It is a great state. Aspire for that. They should all aspire for, we should work for the pleasure of Krishna. Krishna means Guru and Krishna for us. We should work for that. Because that is our life. That is the purpose of our life. But if that is not done, then karma yoga, it's not karma yoga, it's become karma. It can be good karma, bad karma. If you're taking care of the children, it's a good karma. Mostly we'll do good karma, which is a pious activity, which will take us to the heavenly planets. If you want that, then we just continue that. But if you really want to go to Golaka, you should do karma yoga. Otherwise, if we are not working for Guru and Krishna, then what is happening? We will do sinful karma or a pious karma. Mostly Indians, they do pious karma. You're all pious people. In India, based on their mentality, if their upliftment is good, they will do pious activity. That's great. But what is it pious doing? That piety will elevate us to go to Indralok. Piety. Chanting Hare Krishna, if it is not done on a selfless level, it is piety. Punya. It will give punya. Chanting Hare Krishna only, but it will give punya. Eating Krishna Prasad only, it will give punya. Going to Dham, it will give punya. But to develop bhakti, Krishna will do a lot of tests. He will do continuous. You really want me, or you want name, fame, position? He'll test. He'll put the hammer, big hammer, or he will give so much name, fame. Where is our consciousness going? Is our consciousness going behind name, fame? Then Krishna says, bye, bye. You go. You get punya karma. Go, go, go. If you are taking advantage of them and then trying to use them, papa, sinful karma. Because the sadhaka only, the person, if the person is doing that for one's own benefit, punya karma. He's using the other person, papa karma. Punya, papa. Shameful, pious. But that is not action in Krishna consciousness. That's what Prabhupada is telling. Buddhi Yoga is another state. We'll discuss about that. This Buddhi Yoga is doing what? How is Buddhi Yoga? Bhakti Yoga. Prabhupada is mentioning here. A very merciful Father is giving beautiful revelations. How is Prabhupada? Oh, Buddhi Yoga become Bhakti Yoga. You use the whole Buddhi for the pleasure of Krishna. It becomes Bhakti. Same Buddhi only. But earlier that Buddhi was used for developing software. Earlier that Buddhi was used for taking care of. I'll tell something. One time I was talking to this person. He's a doctor. He or she. Okay. He or she, it's not a requirement for us. I was talking to this doctor, and then this doctor is telling, I've chosen this profession because through this profession, I can do service to the mankind. And the doctor is telling, if I do service to mankind, then that is to Madhava, is to Krishna. I said, no, Baba, who told you this? Krishna never proclaimed that in the entire Gita. 700 shlokas are there. Krishna never proclaimed that. Yeah, Prabhupada also never proclaimed that. Kidhar se aaye? You do that, that is Madhava Seva. Who said that? You are doing for your benefit, but you get piety. If you are not cheating those people, if you are cheating, you'll go to hell for sure. If you are not cheating, you're doing everything on a clean state, you get punya, you go to heaven. You don't get service to Madhava. Who said you will get service to Madhava? Service to Madhava only comes when that buddhi is used in his service. Because you are using Manasa Dehagyo Jokichumor Arpilo Topada Nandakishwara Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj is telling. And this mind, body, intelligence, everything has to be used in your service. What is this? This is Buddhi Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Karma Yoga, all combined in one shloka. What is empowered, powerful acharyas? Their one word is answer to everything. Because who is that personality? That person is a Manjari, directly came from the spiritual world. Oh, Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj's contribution is great actually to Krishna consciousness. Actually, if you understand what's his contribution, you'll feel amazed. You'll feel, I'm connected to this Guru Parampara. Oh, I should be. Then immediately this question, this consciousness, updating the consciousness will come. Oh no, I should be very sincere, pure. Oh, these personalities are there in our Guru Parampara. It's not an ordinary thing, it's a great thing. Oh, that Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when Chaitanya Prabhu left this material world, after Narottam Das Thakur, and the Krishna consciousness, people are not practicing that much. It was again hidden. Oh, Bhaktivinoda Thakur came and re-established. Wow, his contribution is amazing because he wrote articles, he wrote books, he gave so much time to literature. He had few disciples also, few numbers, initiated disciples. But mostly he was writing, focusing, writing, focusing, writing. He was giving lectures, but he didn't initiate more. He had few disciples, not like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Srila Prabhupada had few disciples. But his service is amazing. Just think about this. That Manasa Dehaga Jokichu Marapilado, and that everything is there. Karma is there, Jnana is there, Dhyana is there, Bhakti is there. Wow. Everything is in the nutshell. This gives more clarity to it. So we discussed a little bit on karma. Tomorrow we'll discuss more on Jnana, on Dhyana, and eventually on Bhakti. I think this will be very helpful for us. As Prabhupada is mentioning in this purport also, we'll try to discuss this more. Hare Krishna. Anyone would like to share or add any questions, any comments? Because this is very important. You should understand this nicely. How you understand this. Hare Krishna. If any corrections also, Okay. Yes, Sheetal Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for the Gyan. So I have one question, Prabhuji. If we do any service, it's gradually okay. We accept like I'm talking of myself. I accept like yeah, okay, I'm doing for a Krishna. But when it comes to the japa which I do, I feel I'm doing for myself because there no action is there, but I'm connecting to the Krishna, but it's like I feel I'm doing for myself. So uh it's not like as you said you have to do everything for the Krishna, but when it comes to the japa, I feel that my sins are going away. I feel only mine is there, not the Krishna is not coming when I'm doing the japa, though I am like uh making the bhava for like okay I'm touching the feet of Lord and all, but at the end of the mala and everything I feel that oh my sins are going away and I'm like with the God. I'm not like feeling when if I'm doing any services I feel yeah I'm doing for Krishna, it's like coming naturally. But when I'm chanting, when I am listening to any of this Gita class and all, I feel that it's for me. I'm like, I'm doing for myself. Can you please elaborate on this, Prabhuji?
Actually, this is a broad topic. This is a broad topic. So, as part of Dhyana, which we will discuss tomorrow, I'll address your question. Because it is very important to know for whom we should chant. If we don't know for whom we are chanting, so good. So it's a norm. It's a general. It's a common question. Why we should chant Hare Krishna? For whose happiness we should chant? Very important. We'll discuss that. I have a question here. How can we come out of duplicity in what all comes into Vaishnava prayer? How to come out of this? We'll discuss this. We'll discuss this. Duplicity and Vaishnava. We'll discuss. Hare Krishna. 1 second. 1 second. Thank you all very much. If I caused any inconvenience, please excuse me. Hare Krishna. We'll continue tomorrow and we'll discuss these 2 questions. Hare Krishna. Thank you all very much. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Pranam, Grace to Prabhupada. Thank you so much for giving a wonderful lecture, Prabhuji. Thank you so much for leading the call, along with Celeste Prabhuji. Thank you so much for leading the call also. Thank you everyone for joining today on Last Navani. Thanks so much, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Jam Vishmada Pramam Sa Privraja Kachara Shishma Resi Bhakti Vranda Samay Raja Shlopari Ki Jam.
Jai Jai.
ISKCON Bhakti Acharya Shlopari Ki Jam.
Jai.
Jam Vishmada Pramam Sa Privraja Kachara Shishma Bhakti Salada Sasko Samay Raja Shlopari Ki Jam.
Jai.
Nanda Gota Vaishnavani Ki Jam.
Jai.
Nimachareshwar Rastakori Ki Jam.
Jai.
Prem se Goshi Krishna Chaitanya Pamritananda Shri Radha Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Shri Manda Radha Kungiri Govardhan Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Jagannath Puri Ki Jai.
Jai.
Ganga Maya Ki Jai.
Jai.
Yamuna Maya Ki Jai.
Jai.
Tulsi Devi Ki Jai.
Jai.
Bhakti Devi Ki Jai.
Jai.
Shri Rama Sankirtan Ki Jai.
Jai.
Samaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai.
Jai.
Nita Gaura Pamananda Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol.
All glories to Samadhavati Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Samadhavati Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Samadhavati Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Shigro and Goranga. Namam Shimra Krishna Bhutale Shimadi Bhakti Vanda Samiti Namane Namaste Sri Gauravan Vichani. Nirvishis Nivari Pasha Dishtarni Jai Shri Krishna Shidina Pamritan Shri Tagradi Shri Sri Gaura Bhakti Vanda. Mukam Kuroti Vachana Pangamlam Kadegrim. Yakripatamaham Vande Shri Gunidanadarnam Panamanavadam Shri Shram. Kurve Gorjin Radhikadarale Krishna Kishpaktai Bhaktai Namo Namaha. Vanjagabhir Chakri Visme Kripasaneva Vichapitanam Pavane Bhavashne Namaha. Hare Krishna, everyone. Have a wonderful Krishna conscious day. Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol. Karina Mataji ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhuji ki jai. Baswati Mataji, Bhakti Mataji, Deepali Mataji, Mohini Mataji, Ramaya Prabhuji, Sakti Mataji, all devotees ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Dhanatana.
Hare Krishna. Sabala Gopal Prabhuji ki jai. All devotees ki jai. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Happy Ekadashi.
Happy Ekadashi.